That's ridiculous to not discipline that team so they keep doing it again and again and not even have a hearing. Paris, am I freaking going crazy? Like, what is happening with this whole Florida Panthers get away with everything?
No, you're not going crazy. And I don't like to call this because it's like a really serious accusation, but I'm running out of explanations here besides that Mr. freaking what, Florida cousin or his brother or whatever is in the NHL player safety. It's getting ridiculous. And you're right, it's not going to stop. The thing that pisses me off, and we all know that Panthers fans just don't know puck. They started watching 2 days ago. But the people that are talking about this hit that number one, try to gaslight you into thinking that this extended elbow is not a problematic hit in the
Clean hit.
league. Yeah, that's thing number one. But what really pisses me off is they go, shouldn't have targeted Ekblad. Shouldn't have targeted Barkov. Listen, this is how hockey works. You hit someone bad. Look, you want to talk? Fine. Hagel's initial hit was bad. But they come back. It's been how many months since they got their first shot back? You play them the next time, you get your revenge. That's it. It's over.
I don't need snow falling in Tampa Bay or silent nights at the bench. Oh, there's only one thing I'm tuning into. We the thunder, always coming through. I don't need presents under the tree or dumb Panthers fans staring back at me. All I need is 2 mics, a puck, and you.
Welcome to We the Thunder. My name is Robert Rishute. My friends call me Shooter.
Wow, that's a nice shooter.
I'm here with Thomas Schooley. I'm pretty sure I'm the only one that calls him the professor. School's in session. And we are going to jump right into it because we've got a special guest and we've even got sound effects for her. So let's bring her on. I call her the Jersey girl. She's not from Jersey, though. So let's bring on Paris.
Wow, that's a nice...
That's not your sound effect. Hold on. Just going, yeah. That's just what your name reminds me of. So that's
you Jersey, Italia.
if you don't know Paris, it was actually Schooley that brought Paris to my attention on the old TikToks. I'm a horrible TikToker. Schooley's getting there. Paris, pretty expert level. And she was out there doing some videos about Lightning jerseys. As you can see behind her, she's got a whole bunch of them. And we just got a new jersey announced last week. So we thought it'd be great to have you on. I think I even told you over the summer, I was like, hey, I know we're going to get a new jersey at some point this season. Be ready, because I'm going to call you into the big leagues to be on We the Thunder. So thank you for joining us this week.
Thanks for having me, guys. I'm always here, whether there's a new jersey or not. I'm happy to hang out. This is always a great time.
Well, it's going to be a fun one. I mean, we're going to talk a lot about jerseys today. We're going to dive into the new jersey here in a minute. We've got a shooter game to play. That's right. We're going to play a little game towards the end of the show. So hang on. You guys can kind of play along with us on this one. And then at some point during the show, I don't know when, I don't know how, it's going to sound to the censors that are out there, but I will go on a rant about Brandon Hagel and his poor little head that keeps getting shaken up, as we saw again on Monday night. Schooley, haven't even let you speak yet. Say something. You're on mute. Never. Maybe that's why.
That's why.
I figured just let you keep rambling. No, it's great to have Paris back. Originally, I wasn't supposed to be here tonight. I was supposed to be doing something with my work crew, but that's got rescheduled. So I was happy to be able to come and talk about this Stadium Series jersey, seeing how the internet has exploded with good and bad for this jersey. And obviously Thunderbolts. Also, there was a lot of opinions. I can tell you, it's definitely not what we had thought. But we were right when we said that wasn't the socks last week, that it was the neck part, and we were right when we said it was the number, that you disagreed with me and the rest of the listeners. So start listening to me and the listeners more often.
Never. And by the way, I was totally wrong. I was so convinced. I was like, oh, they're going to make the lines on the socks beads. That's definitely the socks. No, not the socks. Definitely the collar. But let's look. We're going to look at both jerseys so we can see. Kindly was sent this image from our friends at Fanatics here. But yeah, there it is. Paris, let's go to you first. What was your first impressions when the official release came out? And if you want to rewind to the leak, which I am partly responsible for, not the actual leak, but because people sent it to me, and then of course I put it on X, and a lot of people started to retweet that. Sorry about that, because that leaked image didn't do it much justice. But anyway, what was your first impression?
Yeah, that's the shame of it. I mean, there's an alternate universe out there where there were no leaks and people aren't so up in arms about this design. When they came out, it was almost like a sigh of relief because there was that one photo of Kucherov standing there for the promos, and I mean, it just looked tough. And tough as in not good. And so when they really came out with the official promo, we even saw Dave Andrechuk out there wearing it on the intermission report. It looks significantly better than how we all spent 8 to 12 hours tweaking about it. It's just I think a lot of fans can relate that there is a lot of potential for this event and for the city of Tampa and the Buccaneers to be incorporated in different ways, and just getting essentially a word mark on there. I think we can all agree that we just had some higher expectations. And I feel like it needs to be said because there's been a lot of negativity around. There's a team of human beings that designs these, and everyone really, myself included, really kind of dug into these designs as we were prepping to get the official "Are the leaks real?" news. So I feel a little bad that we all kind of crapped on them, but we could have gotten so much more. And that's really where I stand at the end of it.
I mean, we were. I think everybody was disappointed. I've seen now, since people have seen them and everything else, and there's been some people that have changed their mind. We see even Steven in the comments here he says they look better in person. The addition of the baby blue, and their take is where the sky meets the ice. I really thought it could have been better if they twisted it as a homage to the Tampa Bay Rays, because basically that's what it is. So if you wanted to spin it as a Team Tampa Bay thing, I thought that would have been maybe a better way to spin it rather than where the ice meets the sky. But you're right. They missed the mark on this one. Um, is it bad? Is it horrible? No. But definitely not as bad as Boston's.
Yeah, I was talking to you guys before we went live. That my buddy was telling me, like, did you notice Boston's bear on the front only has 3 legs? And I was like, no, but yeah, look at that bear right on your screen here. He's only got 3 legs. And Thomas pointed out, well, those legs must just be straight down. And I said, that's not how bears stand, Thomas.
And I did just look it up, and sure enough, it does say that the two, although it appears there's only 3, there is 2 parallel with each other.
There's an official statement from the Boston Bruins about how many legs the bear has.
No, it's on the Google box.
So I like the jerseys now. I didn't like the leak. I didn't like when they first came out. My two problems with it were I didn't like the crest, the TBL. I wanted something else there. Especially like that nice side patch. And we all seen the images with that side patch swapped and put right in the middle. Looks pretty good. And then I'm not a big fan of the baby blue or sky blue, whatever we're calling it, because is it ever sky blue when there's a thunderstorm with lightning rolling in? Are they playing this game outside during the day under a sky blue sky? They sure aren't. So I didn't think that made much sense. I think if you even keep the TBL, I like kind of the lightning inside of the numbers and the letters. That looks cool. I do kind of like the embossed designs that they have in that blue part on the arms. But I feel like if you made this jersey as is in white, so much better. And I think if you made it black or maybe even like a gray, like gradient to black, something more of like, hey, the storm's coming. I think as is, it looks pretty good. But it's grown on a lot of people that didn't like it at first. The next day, once they saw the real images and some of the videos, I think it grew on them, and a lot of people are buying these jerseys now. So overall, I think it's better than the Bruins jersey.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Bruins really screwed themselves with those white gloves. I mean, there's like a forearm epidemic happening in the NHL right now. I don't know if you've noticed, but Carolina has those now very strange new jerseys. Who's the Dallas Stars? They just came out with that kind of throwback star jersey, and everyone loves it. But I find that color on just the forearm creates this like really weird division on these jerseys. And here's another example of just these bizarre forearms that we're getting, and the all white mixed with this, like, respectfully, urine yellow is just a little bit tough to look at. And there's nothing breaking up from that elbow to the glove when you bring the white all the way down. It's just kind of an awkward fit, in my opinion.
It doesn't kind of almost look like a short sleeve jersey.
Right.
Yeah.
It does.
What do you think of the addition of this sky blue, Paris? Is this something that you hope is like a one and done, or are you hoping that sky blue's here to stay?
Here's what I've heard. I've heard that there's an involved company that is now pretty up there in owning the Lightning in terms of the investment percentage that uses this kind of sky blue. And that's what I've heard has been a big part of the influence. The other thing that I think about a lot as someone who clearly thinks about these things a lot is we really are limited in what we can do as a brand, the Tampa Bay Lightning. We've got a pretty strict logo that the team has made it clear they're not really going back to what you got there, School. You got the throwback logo that 92 to 05. They've seemed pretty stuck on minimalism, at least in this area, at least under these past owners. And I was always thinking, how are we going to break out? Because you're either going back to black, you're making white a more integral part of your home jerseys and home designs, or we got to add another color. And I don't think that they were taking, green or yellow, maybe like a yellow lightning bolt or something. There were different things that could have happened. We had yellow as part of the Storm jerseys, but I kind of always thought there's going to be some way that they incorporate blue in a different way. I didn't really see sky blue. It's like borderline Carolina blue, which is a beautiful blue in sports, but it's not really there in hockey. I guess the Mammoth. We kind of look like a Mammoth ECHL team.
A lot of people are saying very, very similar to the Mammoth.
Yeah.
And yeah, you're right. Like, what other color do you really add? I've thought about it in the past and referenced the reverse retro and the original retro jersey as like they do have some yellow in there, and that does seem like the color that would kind of make sense if they were going to add a color. So yeah, the sky blue was kind of out of the sky blue for me. But yeah, I mean, if there's a billionaire that owns that want sky blue.
I think if you're gonna include the sky blue, you make the jersey black.
Yeah.
Black. I think the black would make the sky blue pop out more, and probably would have been more acceptable than on this two shades of blue and then the white. I think it would have did a little bit better if you had the black and then you had the sky blue and then the lightning bolts through that. And oddly enough, will Victor Hedman even play that game?
I don't think he will. He's been
Nope.
put on IR. That came out after our last episode. So yeah, Victor
Yeah.
on IR. The hope is he'll be back, not by this game, to play for his
For the Olympics.
For the Olympics. And I hope
Yeah.
he does get back for that, because this is probably his last chance to play for an Olympic gold medal. But yeah, I agree with you, Thomas. And I wish I had a little bit more time today, because I wanted to see what it looked like in Photoshop if we just took that darker blue and made it into black, because I feel like the sky blue would just pop a lot more. And again, you didn't have to do much to change this jersey to make people really, really love it. I'm curious, for people that have had it in perfs, and Steven, you said you have yours. Is that blue, if you put that blue next to the regular home blue jersey, is it exactly the same color? I'm just going to wait for Steven to respond. No, if you're out there still, Steven, I would love to know if you have any comparison to
For
see.
anybody that's gotten the jersey, is it the regular blue that we're accustomed to on the Tampa Bay Lightning jerseys?
Because I don't think that lightning blue really goes with that baby blue. It's like a different color palette, I think, altogether. It just kind of clashes, which I think is why a lot of people first were like, ugh. It's not easy on the eyes. Steven really cluing us in here with the emoji
eyeballs.
He's going to but yeah, there it is. New Jersey's always exciting, but a lot of people let down by this one. It's one of those things where whenever a new jersey, a new logo comes out, people are always disappointed at first. Like, remember when the current jerseys first came out and they made that dramatic change to the logo? People hated it. Remember when Benchmark International Arena was announced? People hated it.
They still do. But that jersey that Paris has on right now, the Stadium Series from Nashville, people loved it. It sold out. This is not selling out. This has not met the expectations that they were hoping for.
Hold on, because they are way more prepared for this than they have been for the last couple jersey releases. If you saw,
true.
I didn't go to Monday's game, but I saw obviously they're pumping up the jersey and everything, and they're in the team store. They got that whole corner covered with these jerseys. They never had that for Reverse Retro 2, for Stadium Series 1. So I think they actually prepared properly for this. Maybe bought a little too much inventory.
Well, I was going to say, did they prepare properly or they just didn't get sold?
Well, they'll sell them. Not everyone's going to get them right away. You still got a month and a half till the game. I mean, I'm pretty sure, Paris, you ordered yours, so they got to ship yours out. You got McDonough. Is that what I saw?
Yeah, McDonough.
Good
I'm so
choice.
pumped for him to get back on the ice.
He's practicing.
Yeah, he was out there today.
And then Schoolie and I will be getting jerseys as well. So only a matter of time. But yeah, it's
have any thoughts on who you're gonna get?
I don't have a Hagel yet. I don't have a Gensel yet. I want to kind of get Gensel USA. So Hagel, I don't have a Pointer either. Hagel and Pointer are at the top of my list right now.
I want Hagel. I have Point on my Stadium Series 1 jersey, so I want Hagel on this one.
All right, I might have to get Point then if you're going to go Hagel. So, yeah, I mean, what do you guys think of some of the details? We talked about the patch. A lot of people seem to like that side patch. You've got the little ingrained or embossed designs of the skull and other stuff that's in that stripe. You've got the lettering and numbering with the lightning in it on the collar. That's where the beads are, which is super clever because usually you put beads around your neck. What did you guys think of all these details that were put into this?
You know, my only issue with a lot of it is that it looks kind of cute. I am huge on the little details. I think that really anything that you can show that this was not just a 20-minute project and that really brings things from the community in that everyone can kind of call back on and their experience in Tampa, I'm all for it. Like I'll vote for you. But it's kind of cutesy. And I know everyone's all crazy about the shoulder patch, but even that, I'm like, ah, look at the cute little skull. That's so cute. You know, we're like a force to be freaking reckoned with. Like 3 cups, frequent playoff appearances, and we're like, oh, we're gonna emboss little beads on the arm. It's a little cutesy to me, but I like that there's some detail there, especially after we see, some maybe less effort apparent on the chest. I'll say I'm pissed off about the font. Bringing
Yeah.
back the numbers. What do you mean? Oh, the tradition of outdoor games. The 2. It's like lazy to me. I don't want to be looking at this again. It was super sick the first time. I thought that they nailed it on this jersey, and it was one of the things I was the most excited about with the new jersey coming out. Because I mean, our usual is just, well, I can't even show you because there's too many there. But it's like things are a little boring right now in the Lightning stratosphere. And when you get these opportunities to do fun stuff, that's part of why I don't really mind that it's blue on blue, because I think these should be colorful, fun, expressive jerseys. But when they came out saying, oh, yeah, we're using the same font for tradition, I was like, get out of my face right now.
It's a good point. Does
If you
that
got-
mean if we play in the next Stadium Series jersey, does that mean this is our font? Like this is what we're getting?
That was my question, and I hope to God not, because I'll be really mad the third time around.
You got to remember, this is Fanatics' first year as the main sponsor of the jerseys. Hopefully, they're learning from all this feedback there. Oh, it is second. Sorry. You're right, second. But hopefully, they're getting a lot of feedback from all these different ones they've been coming out, because I haven't really seen too many fans that have liked these special jerseys that have came out. The other thing is that Fanatics is known for these Easter eggs, and we talked about it last week that there was going to be some Easter eggs in there. We saw in the Florida Panther one, they have a little rat on there. On the New York Rangers, they have an apple on there. I mean, so it is cutesy for these little hidden Easter eggs. Do we blame Taylor Swift for this? Because, she's the queen of Easter eggs. So, and that seems like what everybody does nowadays is drop little Easter eggs and different things. And I think that's where they're going with these stuff.
What was your favorite little Easter egg on this jersey?
I would have to say, out of all of it, it's probably the patch.
Yeah, I really disliked the embossed designs, but I kind of changed my tune on it because I feel like you really can't see it unless you're really close to it,
Right.
It doesn't bother me
But
as
then what's the sense of having it,
because you got to see it up close. You got to look at that jersey to see it. You know what it kind of reminded me of first? Remember the joke that they played that one time when they made that video around the holidays where they did like that cheese, super cheese.
Christmas.
They told them like that was going to be the jersey and got players' reactions. It was like the ugly Christmas sweater jersey that they put out. That's what it kind of reminded me of first with the little designs on the arms, but it doesn't bother me as much because you can't really see them. You know what really bothers me is you can't see it in this picture, but the blue big Bolt logo on the blue helmet. It's baby blue is the logo, and then it's on the blue helmet. For some reason, that really pisses me off. I don't like that at all. Obviously, I don't like those two colors together. And breaking news from Steven, the home blue looks the same as the Stadium Series blue. So it is that Bolts blue that they've got on the Stadium Series jersey.
All right, they're not going to mess my closet up then.
What about the details on this Bruins jersey? You got the three-legged bear, very, very famous in the New England area. Very rare too. The front crest featured Boston. Of course it does. Their shoulder patch I thought was pretty cool. That could be their crest, I thought, in the front. It's got the bear claw behind the B or the scratch. They've got the New England, the 6 states in New England kind of on the collar. And they've got something with the bottom. There's like golden sun rays on the bottom of the jersey. I think we at least got better, like, little cute details.
Yeah, Boston.
I think
dropped the ball.
their 6 states was cool. The New England 6 states was cool. The rest of the jersey just looks like puke.
It's a very unappetizing color. I can tell you that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Overall, both these jerseys got ripped on social media. But like I said, I think a lot of Bolts fans have turned to it. And really, you got to see it in person. So I'm sure there was a lot of people that were starting to wear them in Monday. And we're going to start to see them a lot through the next month. And people are going to get them for Christmas and the holidays. So that'll be the true test. Once you see it in person, that's really how you got to judge these jerseys. So, yeah. Any other comments on these new beauties?
Stephanie says the Boston jersey looks like bumblebees.
It does.
Also, like a school bus too.
I'm curious in the chat. Do you love it or you hate it or you're neutral on the jerseys?
Bees in the chat. Bees in the chat.
If you were going to rate the Bruins jersey, would it be a B or a B?
Or D.
D. All right, yeah, put your comments in the chat. And then, Paris, it's been like almost a year, I think, since we talked. What's the latest in the closet? It looks like it's gotten significantly bigger. So you've made some acquisitions. Anything?
Yeah,
what's your favorite?
I think last time we talked to you, I think you were only going to get one more. I think you were waiting and missing one jersey, and that looks like you gained more than one jersey.
I was lying. I was lying out of my I'm no longer surfing eBay every night before bed, so that's good for my wallet and credit score. But we have added a couple more since I've started playing hockey and ended up in in D-League situations and going to practices. You always need a white and a black jersey, so I've been buying a couple of their practice jerseys, which are really cool. Had a Reebok, probably Edge 1 come in today and wore it for practice today, so that's cool. So that's really what I'm doing. It's if I see a good deal, like this most recent one was just someone put it up on eBay and said, I don't wear it anymore. It's just a blank. And I'm like, perfect. Now I've got another blank to put somebody on. Because at this point in the collection, it's, when stuff like the Stadium Series drops, and I'm sure that these new owners might switch it up a little bit with our home, or at least a new alternate sometime soon. But at this point in the collection, it's about who are the notable players that I want to remember through this portion of my life where I'm buying jerseys like crazy. And it's probably going to be, a jersey or two a season from now on with people that impress me. And so that's what I'm looking forward to.
What's next then? What's the
where's
next
your Lillibird jersey?
It's in the trash.
He was playing. We were talking last week about how well and poor Emil is on IR.
He's getting better, especially off the ice. But it's past couple of games have been better. Last year I almost picked up a Moser. I almost just pulled the trigger and was like, I can see it in this guy. And I ended up switching. I haven't done the customizations because it costs money and I didn't have the money. But I've got a list of what we're doing. And when you've got, what is it? Cooch is 1,000 points. Vasi, fastest to 300 wins last season. I've got one reserved for Vasi. Gensel coming in here and becoming like a complete showtime for us. Really awesome. I want to get Gensel on one, but like I was saying, Moser's one that I was seeing even from last year. Like this guy is good. I'm big on defense, so I always kind of had my eye out for Moser and how he's stepped up with our big guys out with injuries. I'm even more impressed with him. This kid Destu, I'm liking this kid Destu.
Yes.
I honestly, when the Stadium Series came out, and I was like, oh, this is kind of crap. Maybe I won't get McDonough on it. Maybe I'll throw McDonough on a nicer jersey. I was like, are they going to let us, pick anyone from the roster? Turns out on Tampa Bay Sports, they only let you pick a certain couple people. But I was like, yeah, I get that Stu on there. So,
Yeah, I'm curious in the team store if they have him on there yet, because at the team store they definitely have a bigger selection, I think, than what's online. At least
They do not have just do. You have to get it personalized, and I'm not sure if they have all the personalization yet.
Yeah, they got the big names. Schoolie, what's on your list? What's if you could get a new Lightning jersey, past, present, guess you can't do future, or reverse, or the new Stadium Series maybe. What's on your list? What would you want the next one to be?
My list would be Hagel, then Moser, and I've never had a defensive person's. Oh no, that's not true. I had Strawman. Um, and then if they ended up signing Destu to a long contract, I would get him in a heartbeat because like I said last week, he's been the top defenseman of every league he's been in, and I think he can be a top defenseman here in Tampa Bay for the Lightning. If they don't sign this guy to a huge deal and get him long term, I think they're missing out.
Okay, so they sign him tomorrow night, extend him. Are you just going to get the blue? You go in alternate black?
Well, I don't have any of the alternate black. Actually, I don't have any Fanatics jersey, so I'd probably go with the black.
What do you got
I haven't
against
bought a jersey. No, I haven't bought a jersey since that Stadium Series, I believe.
You're due. I would really like, and this would be hard to find because this is an eBay find, Paris. So let me know.
Oh, Radish. Yeah, Ratty would be a good one, Steven.
I almost got Radish in this stadium. That was another one.
Is that available?
No, that's why I swear to God, I was looking for him. But
that's
with McDonough.
That's a tricky.
Right now, the only ones that were available were Hedman, Cooch, Vasi, Hagel, Sorelli, and Point, I believe.
I think
and Getza.
You say Vasi. Yeah, and Getza.
Yeah, Vasi.
Yeah, I don't have a Vasi jersey either. I would want the original, the original Storm jersey, the one that's blue instead of the reverse retro. And I would want number 4, a Vinny. But you really have to find like the original.
There's a couple. There's a couple out there on eBay. It's just a pretty penny.
I don't even want to look at how much this cost. And then I kind of need a new third jersey because I won't wear. The last time I put on my current third jersey, Nikita Kucherov was signing it, and I was gonna hang it up here, but I was looking at like the boxes for hanging up jerseys, like the shadow box. They kind of suck for hockey jerseys. Yours looks pretty, Thomas. All right, I know mom's got her jersey. Yours looks good, but I don't know. I still have it, locked up and haven't worn it. So maybe someday I'll put it in a box. But
Fanatics. Stephanie says on Fanatics you can customize anybody.
Oh, really? See, there you go. I think too many people give Fanatics too much crap, to be honest with you. I don't have a problem with any of their jerseys. They're pretty much the same thing as the Adidas jerseys. So I think people give Fanatics a little too much flack. People don't like their logo. I think that's part of it, right? And they have their logo on the back there, But come on, give Fanatics a break. They're doing their best.
I think people just were used to Fanatics being the lower brand of, the cheaper brand of all the uniforms. And then you saw them take over at MLB 2 years ago where they had the see-through pants and
Screw that
all
up.
that stuff. Yeah. And then they did the jerseys. So I think people's just not used to them being the main provider of those. They're used to them being the second tier or the third tier jerseys. I mean, I have Fanatics clothing like crazy that I absolutely love. And then almost everything we got, memorabilia wise for any of the Stanley Cup stuff came from Fanatics. So, they're not so bad. It's
Not like it's
just,
bad
I think,
quality or anything. I think when that whole baseball thing went down, there was a lot of things wrong with them. Like the lettering looked weird, the numbers looked weird. So I think they got a bad rap like right out of the gate. But I mean, all their stuff that I get from them has always been quality. And guess what? They're number one now. Like that's a huge company, and they're based out of Florida. So come on, guys. Not South Florida. Makes a difference. All right, so let's go over a couple of these games and stick around, you guys, because we are going to play a game. We're going to get back into the jerseys. Jerseys will be the main part of this game. But actually, no, wait. Before we do that, I want to talk one more thing about the Stadium Series jersey because Paris, you after the leaks came out, started sketching your own jerseys. I was like, if these are the real jerseys, we're going to start selling our own jerseys. And then, which, by the way, a lot of people supported that idea. And so I would love to know from both of you guys, if you were the designers of these Stadium Series jerseys, what direction would you have gone? And Paris, we'll start with you.
Yeah, I think that unfortunately, but realistically, it was never going to be creamsicle. And I know a lot of people wanted creamsicle, and I think that's a funny approach, but we're never probably going to get an orange-ish Lightning jersey. And if you think about it, if we want to go here, the creamsicle is almost kind of like the pastel, like turn of the Buccaneer red, yellow, kind of brown situation. And we're kind of seeing the same deal with this blue to light blue, that there's almost a little bit of an alternate feel that we've got from that. And I do see that. I can tell you, I would have never gone light blue. I think that the people want black to be incorporated into our jerseys more. I don't think that it is the time for a throwback logo. Everyone loves our 04 Cup logo. Everyone wants it all the time. This is not the time. I think that Raymond James Stadium should have been really the focus of the jersey, the theme of the jersey, not necessarily Gasparilla. I don't think that Gasparilla has enough countrywide awareness for that to make any more sense than what they did, which really was beads for the people that get it, and everyone else is like, oh, I guess they have beads on Gasparilla. But Raymond James and keeping the pirate and Buccaneer kind of homage, that's where my head initially went, and instead we just got a big old TBL across the chest.
So what are you going then? Are you going stick with black with some sort of pirate type design, or?
I think that anything with the lightning bolt crashing down on some pirate theme stuff. I had some kind of design where like a Buccaneer flag with a hockey stick or something, which admittedly is very similar to the Canes alternate that I probably was just subconsciously referencing. But I don't know. I'm not up on my pirate lore, to be honest. But
it's too far removed.
Yeah, it's before my time. I'm a 90s baby. Pirates are not what we were into. But something like that. Oh, I like this frosting.
I have said from the beginning, I did not believe they were going to tie really Gasparilla into this. And my thoughts on that was Gasparilla is downtown Tampa. This is at Raymond James Stadium. It isn't like it's down in Nashville where everything is right there. This is 20 minutes apart, 30 minutes apart from each other. It isn't like someone just rolls out of bed like when they did All-Star Weekend that year. That one would have been the time to do some kind of Gasparilla jersey because it was Gasparilla Weekend and the All-Star Weekend at the same place at the same weekend. That would have been the time to do something Gasparilla. Do I think they should have tied in the Bucks more? Yes. I've also came on and said after this one, I don't want us to play another home one. I like it better when we're away. Number one, we get to all travel and show up, and the players are out and about that town and city. We saw it in Nashville. How many times did you see players in bars in Nashville, players around in Nashville, the arrival of the players in Nashville? Here, they just going to go home after the game. They're just going to go, it isn't like it is if you have an away game. Boston will be here in town. Oh, you'll probably see them at the strip club, 2001. Get ready for them. Or something like that, where you're not going to see that with the Lightning. I rather in a way, I want us to be in 20 of them, but I want the other 19 to be away rather than a home one. And I would have liked to see maybe not the creamsicle, but the pewter, or if they were going to do the creamsicle, maybe that could have been the outline on the TBL. They should have incorporated something Raymond James, something Buccaneers, since it is going to be there. I think they should have incorporated that more than they incorporated the sky blue or even Gasparilla, because the people that are here for hockey doesn't know what Gasparilla is. Like Paris said, the newer generation, which is what we have seen the NHL going toward, is trying to cater to the younger generation, is not going to know about Gasparilla. I mean, they're about to find out that day before when 300,000 people get downtown and they start seeing everybody puking and pissing all over the thing, and it's not New Orleans. But they should have incorporated Raymond James, I thought, more into this. Or if you're going to do the sky blue, then make it a Team Tampa Bay thing and incorporate the Bucks colors also. I think more people would have, like, if you did the sky blue, then maybe you do the creamsicle with the outline the TBL, or even the pewter.
I do like your idea there of having a little creamsicle. I say bring the creamsicle, but like you said, like the outline. Screw the sky blue. Just give me a little taste of that creamsicle to remind us of where we're playing in this game. And then this jersey's got to be black or gray. I'm sorry. It's got to be. So, but yeah, it's always fun when these new jerseys come out. I can't wait till we get another new one next year, because they're gonna cram one out of, like, what are we probably gonna get rid of the third jerseys next year? We're due for a brand new refresh, and we've got the new ownership, like you said, Paris. Maybe we're getting a new logo at some point.
Well, last year only so many were allowed to change with Fanatics' first year. The NHL came out and said, I think it was only seven teams got to have jerseys last year with Fanatics' first year. And then over the next 5 years, it's supposed to be more and more and more as Fanatics gets more involved. So I think next year, I think every team can switch theirs next year if they want. They can have a third jersey made or change their other jerseys. I think it was last year and this year it was limited.
I do hope that they do something like reverse retro, not reverse retro again, but maybe do like NHL 3000. Like like everyone designs a jersey that is, 200 years in the future or something crazy like that.
There's rumors that the city jerseys are coming to the NHL, and
Yeah.
maybe that will get Tampa Buccaneers kind of a theme, because I mean Tampa's whole deal is Pirate City, so I don't know what else they would take on that. Maybe like city skyline kind of a deal with lightning coming down. That's pretty much all I can think of. But
That's kind of what the Rays did. The Rays did the Skyway Bridge with the city in the background,
Skateboarding.
and it was just the outline.
yeah,
Yeah. It'll be interesting. It's just always kind of disappointing though, because it's like, we just missed
yeah.
on this one, I feel like, and we have so much potential. But to your point earlier, Paris, do we have that much potential? How much can you do with lightning? Like,
I was very impressed that they went ahead and pulled the trigger on the lightning bolts in the TBL and in the name and in the numbers. That's like something that you hope that this design team would do, because lightning is a really cool thing. And I think everyone in the entire world can agree on that. Maybe not if you've been struck by lightning, maybe you're not a fan, but I think it's a really cool part of the elements. And when you get into mass manufacturing on that level, it's a little bit of a gamble to get that pattern looking as good as it should over and over and over. So I was impressed at the jump that they took with that, because that is far more detailed and intricate than anything that we've seen on our boring little jerseys that we have now. Clean, they're clean, but we're all bored of clean. So I'll give them that. I really like what they did with the numbers.
yeah. In Stadium Series is your chance. We had Greg Wisniewski on a couple weeks ago, and I will quote him: "This is your chance to let your freak flag fly." So I don't know if we fully let that flag fly, but all right, let's actually talk about hockey for like 5 minutes, and then we'll play a game and get out of here. All right, so we break this show up for any new listeners week by week, and we usually do the show on Wednesdays. So we will rewind to last Thursday night when the Bolts went up to New Jersey to play the New Jersey Devils, and man, did they look good. 8-4 win. Paul finally gets his 100th career goal. Radish stays hot. Holmberg stays hot. I only say that because he scored in 2 straight games. And then Point with a goal. Bjorkstrand finally, which I thought was a good thing, although he hasn't scored since, 2 goals. 7 players with multi-point games, 8 goals by 7 different players. Kucherov was not one of those players, but he had 4 assists. Really good game, I thought, against the Devils. Do you guys have any memory of that game last Thursday or any thoughts on it?
My thought is that it looks good on scoreboard, but we shouldn't have let them score before. And that's, Vasi had just went on IR on our last show. He's technically off of IR now, and he's able to play. He did practice the other day. All three goalies practiced. They did send Halvey back to Syracuse, but we'll see in the morning if they recalled him back. Sometimes when they have a couple days off, they send him back just so he can get some work in with the crunch and then bring him back. So we're going to see if that's what that is. And then, but JoJo's been strong, but we're still giving up way too many goals. And we're gonna see that as we progress to all these games that we played. Also, the other thing is that everybody we talked about on the show last week showed up. Whether we talked about Paul, that sometime he'll get his 100th goal, and then he ends up getting it. We talked about Destu. We talked about Radish. We talked about who else did we talk about?
Bjorkstrand.
Who was Bjorkstrand?
Point.
I mean, everybody that we called out last week, and we've had a history of this. So whoever's watching this show and showing it to the guys and telling them that these ham and eggers don't appreciate them, thank you. But they all showed up on this away trip, even though we didn't get all the wins. I think this team showed up. Of course, now we're in a little funk again, but I think they can right the ship before this Christmas break.
Harris, you remember this game in Jersey a week ago?
I do. It's one of those where you see how good your team can play, and it makes those other days where they don't show up just that much more frustrating. But it hockey's a game won by goals and goaltenders, and it's crazy to see a game from we've had 6-goal games, 4-goal games, 8-goal games, and we're seeing a lot of really, really awesome chemistry within this group. And so it's a lot of fun when those games come around, but it creates this expectation of, all right, Cooch, I know you can set up 4 goals. Like, don't go back to your spinoramas at the blue line. That's the stuff that drives me mad. So it's a big, what I hope is that the guys go back into the locker room and go, damn, we just scored 8 goals in a game. Let's do it again. Because that's what it comes down to.
Yeah, no, I liked it just for the boys' confidence. The guys that hadn't been scoring as much, like Point and Bjorkstrand, and Paul was kind of on a little bit of a cold streak too. So I think it's good for their confidence. Although, fast forward to Saturday on Long Island, man, this is the team that's got our number this year. We are 0-3 against the Islanders. Good showing though on Saturday. Made it to the shootout, but lost 3-2 in the shootout. So
we're not 0-3. We're 0-2-1.
0-2-1. So listen, you either lose or you win to me. All right.
You get a point. You got a point.
They got a point. Radish, another goal. JJ gets on the board. It's good to see him scoring. Of course, Kucherov, the primary assist on both those goals. The alarming part of this game, and we talked a little bit about it earlier, was Lilleberg injured, and that injury to me did not look good. That looked like it is a significant amount of time, and he was placed on IR. Are you guys worried about running into the Islanders in the playoffs?
I think that the law of averages has to come in here at some point, because it's not come on. This has been a little bit of an anomaly. We're also, did we have one where Vasi was in net? Because we are running into JoJo fatigue here.
JoJo all three.
And JoJo's been phenomenal. And I've been singing his praises on Twitter. And there's been a lot of discussion in the past bunch of years that we've got Vasi and then we've got like a fishing net. But JoJo's really come to play this season. That being said, this is part of why Vasi is the best goalie in the world. And all of the pros will tell you that him playing essentially every game for our playoff appearances nonstop, that's Vasi. Most goalies cannot keep up that pace, and I think that's what we're seeing in JoJo, who I don't think he played, with the exception of when Vasi was injured over the back injury. I mean, he doesn't really get more than 2 games in a row.
Yeah. And it's tough when you're only playing like once every couple weeks, you know. Right. It's tough to kind of do that. So you're right. He's played well. He's got a lot of time. He's kept us at least 500 or better, and he's made key saves when he had to. I will say I was a little upset with him in the Florida game just because we just needed, and it wasn't his fault. So if you go to that Florida game on Monday.
Listen, this was the question about the Islanders. Are you worried about them playing the Islanders in the playoffs? That was the question. She answered. Now you answer.
Am
Don't
I?
go into Florida.
No, because you see it all the time. You get swept by a team in the regular season, and then you sweep them in the playoffs. So
I believe twice. I believe twice they have swept us in the regular season, and we've knocked them out of the playoffs. Also, the one year that the Penguins knocked us out, we had swept them in the regular season, and then they got us in the playoffs. We know once playoff time comes, it's a whole different animal.
Yeah. So, but that Florida game, so it starts off, we get a power play and then give up a 2-on-1. And of course, that goal goes in. I thought JoJo should have had that. You can't ever really blame a goalie for an odd man rush or when it's like 1-on-1. It's kind of a 50-50 thing. But I was like, man, We really needed him to make a super clutch save in one of those two chances that they got at the beginning, because like a couple minutes later, it's 5-on-5 and we give them a 3-on-1. And of course they freaking make us pay 2-0 right out of the gates. And then, the story of this game was Brandon Hagel, once again, I think for the third straight game, gets targeted right in the head by the Florida Panthers. He's missed time several games now after being targeted in the head. And how many times have the Florida Panthers been disciplined for this?
No.
This is ridiculous. Paris, tell me what's going on. How can we have guys get suspended and fined for headshots and dangerous plays, and now we've seen Hagel get the punch from in the head from Ekblad. We had the one in the preseason that took him out, and now this game he's not practicing. He's out. All of these plays could have led to concussions, and to be honest with you, I hope at the end of his career, if he does have CTE, I hope he sues the fuck out of the NHL, because that's ridiculous to not discipline that team so they keep doing it again and again and not even have a hearing. Paris, am I freaking going crazy? Like, what is happening with this whole Florida Panthers get away with everything?
No, you're not going crazy. And I don't like to call this because it's like a really serious accusation, but I'm running out of explanations here besides that Mr. freaking Florida cousin or his brother or whatever is in the NHL player safety. It's getting ridiculous. And you're right. It's not going to stop. The thing that pisses me off, and we all know that Panthers fans just don't know puck. They started watching 2 days ago. But the people that are talking about this hit that, number one, try to gaslight you into thinking that this extended elbow is not a problematic hit in the league. Yeah, that's thing number one. But what really pisses me off is they go, shouldn't have targeted Ekblad. Shouldn't have targeted Barkov. Listen, this is how hockey works. You hit someone bad. Look, you want to talk? Fine. Hagel's initial hit was bad. But they come back. It's been how many months since they got their first shot back? You play them the next time, you get your revenge, that's it. It's over. The extent of hockey beef is Sidney Crosby in that interview about the Flyers. I don't like them. You don't continue retaliating for the next 10 games after one hit where the dude came back the next game and Hagel's out for multiple games. It pisses me off more that they get a $5,000 fine. Chicken shit. There's $5,000 sitting right back behind me. You don't think that the players give a shit about that? It's ridiculous. That pisses me off. There's no consequence whatsoever for playing the game in a truly dirty way that, like you're saying, Hagel's going to get cut short. He has some of the most incredible potential that we've seen in the league. I know we're seeing all these 17, 18, 19-year-old kids with 50-point seasons already. Shouts out Mac. But Hagel is one of those guys that came in later and is really coming into his prime, and he's going to get shut down early because you cannot play with a broken head. And that's what's going down. And that pisses me off. And the NHL, if they're not going to take this stuff seriously and create consequences for these Florida players, then we're going to end up with just the Florida Panthers in the league. Because nobody can fucking play against them when you're getting shut out every single game.
What's going to happen is we're going to have the same thing that happened in the preseason, where the Lightning bring up all these big guys to take care of them. And then what happens? The Lightning gets fined. John Cooper gets fined. The players get fined and suspended. But yet they don't want to do anything to stop this. And it's been so inconsistent. We talked about this with the hand pass last game. The Florida Panthers had one that was still called a goal. We had one that was taken back. There's just no consistency in this game lately, and they need to do something about it. And they say, "Oh, we judge the refs by, and those are how they get picked to do the playoffs, and only the good ones stay until the Stanley Cup Finals. No, you need to start finding these refs. If you start finding these refs for things that they miss or judging them then they will get better. They will actually call the games as it should be called, and not just letting it go. But the NHL is allowing, and the Panthers, they made it very clear when last year they said their thing was no apologies. And when they got their rings, they made sure to put that on there, and and they made sure to spin that how they took no apologies last year. They're doing that again this year, and until someone steps up, and someone's going to get seriously injured, and
Because that already happened.
see,
This is a concussion,
well,
not serious injury. Apparently to the NHL.
yeah. Well, Hagel is day to day. He has not been rolled out for tomorrow's game yet, although I do not think he's going to play.
He's not going to play. He's not practicing.
We play them again on the 27th 27th down in Sunrise. I have a feeling that's going to be a very penalized game, unless the league talks.
We have to defend ourselves because we don't have the NHL watching our back, and that's 100% clear. And like, look at the screenshot here, and you can look at all of these hits. And by the way, a lot of the damage, I don't think on this one, but on that first one, the damage is not when he's getting hit directly in the head. It's when he's falling backwards and his head's hitting the ice. That's when you get a concussion. But to say that this is a clean hit or any of those hits are clean, look at the elbow pointed at his head. And for Panthers fans, because I know you're all new, here's how it is supposed to go down in the NHL. If you have a problem with a player like Hagel hitting your captain, the next game or whenever possible, you fight. You drop the gloves, which they didn't do the last time they played him, because he even made the comments, I was ready to answer the bell. But no, they continue to go after him and then hide. And it seems like a lot of times when we do try to fight them, they run and hide from it. So it's ridiculous. And
by the way, kudos to Getzel, his first ever career fight. And I think he held his own. And there is a website that has where people vote on who won the fight. I forget what it's called. And Getzel won the poll on that fight, that he got the better of him. And good for Jake for standing up there. And this is where you see Steve put Savorin is calling. Yeah, I have a feeling you're gonna see him again. You're going to see Douglas. You're going to see some big guys. Look at Destu. I think he isn't scared. Yanni's not scared to throw some punches. I think that game on the 27th is going to be a real interesting game.
Yeah, it's crazy. All right, so real quick, we've got a game tomorrow night. The Kings come to town. If you can go to that game, I think you should. Anse Kopitar, it will be his last time playing here in Tampa. Yep. Great player. So it'll be a good game against the Kings. They're a good team. Carolina in town Saturday night. You've got Sunday, no game, but the Thunderbolts will be having their party. I will not sadly be there. And then we've got a game with the Blues coming to town on Monday, and then they get a nice 4-game break before that 27th game in Sunrise, which is going to be an absolute bloodbath. By the way, we probably will not have a show next week. It'll be Christmas Eve, and me and Thomas will be Christmas caroling all around town. So no show next week. And if you're new here, help us out. SeatGeek.com. Your first time using that, you can get $20 off. Lightning games, concerts, Bucks games, whatever you want to go to. And that will help us get Thomas Schooley a new camera. Because
you can't read the code.
Well, you don't need to know the word code. You just need to know strike 20.
There you go.
You can't read it because we're about to play a game and get the heck out of here. I did want to answer Frosty's question, mainly because he had a great comment earlier. Guys, excluding Stammer, if you could bring back one former Bolt player right now, who would it be? Mine would be Blake Coleman. Paris, you bring back a former player. Who are you going to bring?
It's tough because I think we've really got to
Bring
sing
them back.
these praises right now. Like I feel like a lot of the moves we've made have really worked out for us. I feel like I've always got a soft spot in my heart for Sergey.
Yep, Sergachev.
It's good.
That's you. Same thing, Scully.
Yep, Sergachev. I said that when you were saying Paris's name. I said Sergachev. I'd bring Sergey back.
I wish Pally wasn't really crapping the bed over there in New Jersey because he's a big. I love Andre Palat.
And if we want to talk about a retired person, I would say Strawman in a heartbeat.
Okay. That was not on the table though. No retired people.
It does say Pastor Pleasant, right?
No Stamkos. No, I'm with you, Sergey all day. Bring him back. Andre Palat is actually on the block, Paris, but I think the only way he gets here is if they retain a lot of that salary, which is probably unlikely. So, all right.
Before we play this game, hold on. I do want to thank everybody that donated to Race Across America. We got to do that this Saturday, lay the wreaths at the VA hospital at Bay Pines on the veterans' graves. So thank you for everybody that donated. Thank you to Bay News 9 who came out and did a story on it and brought more light to it. There is a link in the story on my page and Thunderbolts on Bay News 9. If you want to donate, they're already taking donations for next year, $17 it costs to sponsor one wreath. And you have to specify Bay Pines National Cemetery. If not, we did have a company that actually donated over $3,000, but they did not specify Bay Pines, and that automatically goes to Arlington National Cemetery. And then if Arlington National Cemetery is full, then it goes to Normandy, so it doesn't stay local. So if you wanted to stay local, make sure you choose Bay Pines Military. They had the most they've ever had donated this year, which was 8,500, but they had 35,000 graves. So many of those soldiers still did not get a wreath, which may not be important to you, but it is important to families and stuff. I got a message today from a service family member that went into the cemetery and said, thank you so much. It looks beautiful in there. So, if you can donate, it's raceacrossamerica.com or .org.
Very cool. All right. We got a game to play and we got to get out of here. All right. As you see on your televisions right now, we've got a bunch of Tampa Bay Lightning jerseys. No, I don't have every single version and variation of the jerseys on here, but we're close enough. So what we're going to do is a good old-fashioned Lightning jersey draft. So Paris is going to start and pick a jersey. Now there's really just one rule to this. You must have a home, you must have an away. So a dark, a light, and then the third can be whatever, right? So a dark and light, third, whatever. So that's it. We're going to go through snake style and pick jerseys, and then we're going to put it out there on the internets, and we're going to have them get real judgy on us and tell us who chose the best trio of jerseys. We're going to each do 3. So Paris, you are on the clock with the number 1 pick in the We the Thunder jersey draft.
Oh man, I think that the right thing to do by the people is to go for the 04 home. Number 1 draft pick.
For home. But wait a minute. I always get confused. In 04, white was home, right? Is that what you're
I think that 04 was like the first where the dark one was the home or something.
Okay. So
I'm going dark. You're
going right here, right? Where my mouse is?
Yes, sir. That's that number 1 pick.
All right, number 1 pick. Pretty much the OG is off the board here. So bear with me. I did not make this easy for myself to do. So let's go and add that under your name here. Thomas Scully, do you have one in mind already?
Oh, I sure do. Stadium Series 1.
Stadium Series 1. That is one of the most popular jerseys. Maybe the most popular jersey for Lightning fans.
I thought for sure Paris was picking that. And I was like, son of a bitch.
He's got it on. She's
Yeah.
pandering to the original, the OGs that are out there. So let's give you that one. Now, of course, I get 2 picks here. Shoot, what am I gonna pick? All right, you know what? I have the dark jersey on, but I really like this jersey in white, actually. One of the most underrated. A lot of people don't like this middle logo that we had, but I really like this one. And actually, this isn't the version I like. I like the one that had the little number on it. So the one year they had the little number on the front, like right here across from where like the captain's badge would be. So I'm gonna go with we need a nickname for this. Paris, you gotta help us out on this. What do you call this jersey? The one I have on, the one I'm selecting right now. What era is this? What do we nickname this?
People call that the comic book era, which
I've heard that. Yep.
I'm like, all right. I kind of see it. I don't know. I always thought that Reebok was super cool with its, like the underarm and side torso accents. And I love the build of those jerseys. It's not my favorite logo, but I'm with you that those are sick jerseys as a whole. In fact, you did take my OA pick, so too bad for me.
Sorry, and I got
So the question for me is the Stadium Series. What do you consider that?
What do you mean? What do you consider it?
Home, away, or
It's dark or white. You need one dark, one light, one white.
Okay.
That's it. It's not too complicated. I'm going reverse retro 1.0.
Yeah.
Damn it.
For my
I
next.
damn
my
near
pick.
did that instead of the OG, but
By the way, this is a jersey I do not have, and it's a jersey you cannot get except for over on eBay. But yeah, I'm going to go with that one with my next pick. So Schoolie, you are next on the clock here. What say you on your second pick?
I am going to take the Bolts blue.
Bolts blue. All right. Sorry, I'm taking some off the board here. Bolts blue. You're talking bolts across the chest here, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
that's a good one. They look so clean on the ice.
All right. So let's give you that one. That makes 2 picks here for Paris to round out her 3.
Oh, okay.
So what, Thomas, you got a theme going on here with yours. You really like that bolt across the chest, huh?
Yes.
I like it too. People don't like that, I like bolts across the chest.
Very
I
classic.
do too because with the crest, when you sit down, it usually is up here to your chin. I like the bolts part.
All right, I'm taking
You
2.
got back to back here. Whoops. You got back to back here to round it out. You already got a dark jersey, so you have to get one of these have to be white, and the other one's up to you.
All right, I'm going to do the light first because it's the boring one, but I am such a sucker for laces on a jersey. So I'm going to go the late Reebok away.
That is this one, right?
That is that one.
We have removed that since, and actually, remember, it used to say Tampa Bay, this jersey on it.
Yeah.
So again, oh, you know what? I think I have that one. Hold on. Oh, surprise! There you go. We got it. That's the one, right? That's the one you want.
I actually prefer it without the Tampa Bay.
Well, I mean, technically, this jersey did not exist. I don't think. But we'll
Yeah.
give it to you. We'll give it
I know. I think it's a very strange choice that they randomly decided, let's just make sure everyone remembers what city this is for.
All right, you
Give
got
me the
one
real
more.
You can give me the real one. The last one,
whatever you want.
I am going to take my personal favorite as a lover of funky character in the NHL. I am going with the original Storm jersey.
A classic. Good
That
choice.
just helped me pick mine.
So we will put that on, and hey, in the chat, get judgy, grade you. We got our first complete jersey set here. Give Paris a grade on what you think.
Oh, you really got to give me the one that says Tampa Bay then, because all the people on Twitter are going to go, she doesn't know. That's not a real jersey.
You
All the
want me
Florida
to?
fans, all the Florida fans are going to come out.
They don't even know their own jerseys.
Wow.
All right, so there you go. That is your 3. Thomas, you got one more. You can pick whatever you want on this
I
one.
know. I'm trying to decide whether I want to just keep the pattern and go all 3 bolts, or I think I'm gonna go
Got a new
the
diagonal lettering jersey if you want to.
the.
Everyone likes it.
I gotta say, I have this tattoo, so let's go with the 04 white.
The 04 white. Right there.
There you go.
You
Yeah.
have that tattoo, like just the logo?
I got.
You don't have to undress for us. Jeez. I know it's late in the show. Oh, yeah. You got that from Mike Calta, didn't you?
No, the little one was from Calta. The current logo. That one's from Calta. The Dale Earnhardt one's from Bubba the Love Sponge.
Jeez, you're just a radio whore around here.
I know.
For free tattoos.
If MJ wants to give me a free one, I'll do MJ. Let's see.
Whoa.
T-Grass.
All right, so there's Schoolies, and then I got what I wanted here. I'll tell you what, I like the current thirds. I'm taking it. So we'll move that one over. We'll show you the whole thing. By the way, I'll make this look a little prettier, and we'll post it on the internet later. So there's the complete draft here. I always wanted them to do that shoulder patch on a jersey, and yeah, it had to be black. So they answered my prayers with that jersey. And of course, like I said, I own one. I just can't wear it because I don't want that sweet Nikita Kucherov signature to run off as I'm like running back to my car when it's pouring out after a game. So let's see. Does anyone think we missed anything? Oh, you guys are kind of quiet. Disrupt the Night, Steven says. That is this jersey, if I'm correct.
Yes.
Yep. Radiant.
The ones that they had a hard time reading.
I like that jersey. I was
I
curious.
have one.
I was curious to see if anyone was going to go with the new stadium series, but no.
Did you really think? Did you really think anyone would?
It looks good in that little circle right there. I think it's cute.
All right, so there you go.
I think the 6 that we picked is probably the best 6 they've had.
Yeah, we got some beauties here.
Or 9. Sorry, 9.
I was going to say, did you not like mine?
Well, mine and Paris. Me and Paris did an A.
All right,
you can tell you got the last pick on the first round. You got all kickers, where me and her went offense, defense, and quarterback.
I got 3 different logos on my crest. Okay, listen, let's let the internet decide. The internet will tell us who botched this.
That retro reverse one is really carrying your line there. That's a really good one.
A lot of people say that's the number one. I would say the internet's probably going to say either my reverse retro or Stadium Series 1, I think is known as fan favorites. You know what's funny is there's a meme or something out there on social media that grades like the Stadium Series jerseys, not just ours, but all of them. And of course, we got a low grade for the new one. But
I put it out.
Yeah, I mean, you weren't the only one, Schoolie.
Well, I know.
But did you notice that the top graded one of them was the New York Rangers NYR? Very similar, almost identical to our New Jerseys. I just thought that was kind of funny that
well, their colors are red, white, and blue though, so there wasn't a play on their colors, and that's an original 16. And I mean, that's where I saw a lot of people were arguing about that in Thunderbolts, and saying, well, it's the same thing as the Lightning one. No, they didn't add a different color. People don't seem to realize it isn't just the font that sucks. It's also the addition of the baby blue color. The New York Rangers was your red, white, and blue, and it's not too busy. It's just plain. And I remember the Rangers being the diagonal there. We don't really have the TBL that's been like that. The New York Rangers have had
It's
that.
the same thing. Rangers, we do Bolts instead. I think they're very similar. Cool, one more question, and then we got to go because this is way too long. I love to wear my Reverse Retro 2.0 because it's such an obnoxious jersey to away games. Like, that's my go-to. I wore that. I only brought one jersey when I went up to the New York games, and that's what I wore. And by the way, at both games, at least one person from the other side said, "Nice jersey." But what is your go-to for both of you guys for an away game? Like, what jersey you like to throw on?
I typically wear that the original Storm jersey. I feel like when I'm out in public, I gotta, especially just even being a girl at a game, I gotta show that I know what I'm talking about here. So I try to wear the classic ones, either that or the OG, that '04 logo. That's what I go for.
Schoolie?
I do the Stadium Series because it's the only one that has a current player that is not Stamkos. I mean, one that's still playing because I have a Callahan jersey. I have Callahan. I have Strawman, but I have 9 Stamkos. I mean, I have a Le Cavier jersey, so maybe a Le Cavier jersey. But I mean, everything's Stamkos. So
You know what I just realized how I was explaining? You know, that comic book jersey, they used to have the number on the front, like the one
yeah,
that is right
you're wearing. Yes.
wearing. I did not even realize. I'm dumb.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah, you were saying that as I'm looking at the 26, and I'm like, is he not going to point out that it's on the jersey he's wearing?
No, I don't. Well, unlike you, Thomas Schooley, I don't sit here and look at myself all episode. Okay. All right, Paris. Thank you so much. You can come back and join the show. We don't have to wait till the next jersey release. So if you ever gotta get something off your chest, you're more than welcome to join us at any time. Are you gonna come for the Stadium Series?
Yeah, I'll be there.
Ah, all right. Well, we'll let you know where we'll be. We still have to figure out our plans for the Stadium Series, but maybe we'll catch you before the game.
We all got to get a beer together. It's way overdue.
For sure.
Yeah.
Drop your and actually I have a shirt for your collection. We don't make jerseys, but I got a shirt for your collection. Drop your Instagram and TikTok's your number one, but like your Twitter and all that stuff. Is it all the same?
Oh God, I don't even know off the top of my head. I think my Twitter is Paris_Orloff. It's just my name. The TikTok I think is at Paris Bolts jerseys or something like that. We'll get it out there. I'm sure someone will know.
Just
But
look
I
for Paris jerseys.
look for Paris jerseys. It'll come up. Not too many people named Paris are reviewing Lightning jerseys, so I'm sure you'll be able to find me if anyone's interested. I always appreciate you guys having me on. It's always a blast to get to talk hockey and talk jerseys with y'all, and just interacting with all of Lightning Twitter is always a blast. Makes me feel like I'm not so far away from it all. So thank you, everybody.
And the jersey talk will continue, but you're now in this journey of playing hockey, which is kind of funny to watch too.
Yeah, I'm falling less and less every day. Got another game on Friday, looking for my first goal. I've had a couple assists, but I'm looking for the 2 points. So
All right, let me give you some advice because I'm like the veteran on my team, and this is what I tell the new guys: hang out right in front of that net, get the rebound. Steven in the chat knows I am a shark around the net. We are called the Bull Sharks too on one of my teams. But anything that falls around the net, like I am on it. But I'll tell the new guys, hang around the net because I'll look for you, but have your stick ready. Don't be like backwards. Have your stick ready so that if that thing ends up right in front of you, you are just ready to shoot, and don't waste any time. Don't let the goalie set up. Just close your eyes and shoot it. So that it's been great to have you. Schoolie, you got anything else for the people?
Yeah, real quick, that huge trade, we don't really talk too much about the league when there's a lot of Lightning stuff going on. That Quinn Hughes trade, huge. I think both teams got better, but I think Vancouver got the best of it because Quinn Hughes is going to end up being a New Jersey Devil at some point because Minnesota won't be able to re-sign him. You might see some big trades here in the next couple days. The the rosters are frozen at 11:59 p.m. on the 19th until 12:01 on the 28th, 12:01 a.m. So you're going to be seeing a flurry of send down, sends up, maybe a couple trades. I've seen a couple reports where there's some players that are requesting trades before the Christmas break. So we might see that in the next couple coming days, but they do have the roster freeze coming here on the 20th at midnight until the 28th at 12:01 a.m. And everybody, we won't be here next week, so have a Merry Christmas if you celebrate Christmas. Enjoy the time with your family, enjoy the time away. Happy Hanukkah, what is the Spanish? I think it's 12 Kings or something like that. Sorry, I should have looked it up.
Come on,
And everybody have a great time with their family and safe time, and see everybody here in 2 weeks.
And I got one more Easter egg before we sign off. I'll be at the game tomorrow. I've got a bunch of Freeze the Bay shirts in all different sizes. I'm not going to tell you where I'm going to be till tomorrow, but go downtown early. Make sure you follow at We the Thunder Pod. I will post where I will be, and I will be giving out those those shirts for free. So make sure you follow We the Thunder Pod. Until next time, which will be in 2 weeks, this has been We the Thunder. Don't forget to be the Thunder.
That's it?
I don't need snow falling in Tampa Bay or silent nights at the bench. Oh, there's only one thing I'm tuning into. We the Thunder, always coming through. I don't need presents under the tree.